Hey guys, it's Miss Brandy from the Hillview Branch Library of the Bullitt County Public Library System, and today we're going to make watercolor art. So I really like this personally. It's one of my favorite projects so far. There's a couple of different options. You can make it less watery, more like paintball effect, or more like traditional watercolor. What you're going to need is watercolor paper. You can get this from like Amazon, Walmart, wherever. You're going to need some sleeve protectors. You can find these back in the school supply section at Walmart. You can get them off of Amazon too. Washable markers, make sure they are washable because that's how we're going to get our watercolor effect. A cheap water bottle, nothing fancy, that one was $1. You're going to need either a Sharpie, this was done with a Sharpie, or pen. And if you use an ink pen, I like the Sharpie gel pen, but we all have our personal preferences, so just use whichever one you all like. So we are doing President's Day themed quotes. These are from Hamilton. Y'all know my obsession with Hamilton. But the whole rest of the quotes are going to be themed on President's Day. You all can follow this theme or do your own. To start off with, I'm going to show you an option where you write on the paper first. And this one I wrote up. It was a quote from First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. I love a lot of the First Lady quotes. We had some very, very wise First Ladies. What you're going to do is you're going to start off by having that wrote out. Once you have that wrote out, or you can draw it if you all can draw, or you can actually go ahead and print it out. Just make sure the paper you use isn't going to mess up your printer. Do a little bit of research. They'll tell you online for the most part. A lot of people like to print it though. So grab your 3 colors, and I say 3, I'm using 3. Beginners use 2 to 3. If you have more of an expert, you've done this a couple of times, go ahead and use as many colors as you want. But as a beginner, I'm a little concerned about making it muddy, so I'm going to stick with 3 colors. And then you're just going to color the sleeve protector. You want to make sure at minimum you have the same size area colored as your sheet of paper that you're going to use. You can do more. It's not going to mess up if you do more. Just make sure you have something underneath it. You'll see later how messy this will get. But you can do it in a pattern, color in a pattern if you want. I'm doing straight lines. You can do diagonals, or you can just do abstract splotches here and there of color. And as you can see right here, how that light pink is separated, go back in and add more color there, like take your blue and your purple. That'll just give it more dimension. But again, this is completely up to you. So with this first method of us writing on here first, you're going to see that it's going to smear the ink. It doesn't matter how dry your ink is going to smear. So if this is what you want, it creates an awesome looking historical document. Feel free to do this method. It's not my favorite, but a lot of people like it, which is why I'm showing you this method as well. And if you're going to do the hand lettering, you can go online and you can find free worksheets, free videos. We had Serotonin Doodles come on here and show us some. Check out their Instagram. I copied mine from a few places. I like the bouncy lettering tutorials, so I've got the bouncy lettering, but I still combined a lot of my letters. I don't like to just go with one. I'm a little picky like that. Okay, you can see that I've almost finished coloring here. So go ahead, grab your water bottle. And again, earlier I told you there's a couple different looks you can get if you want this more like paintball-y effect. You're going to do less water. If you want more water-colored effect like that one, you're going to do more water. I like the more watered looking effect. So I'm going to make sure I get quite a few spritzes of water on here. And you're just going to like look for it to start smearing. That's a good sign. So you're going to take your sleeve protector. Make sure, this is where I'm saying it gets messy. Make sure you have something underneath it. And then you're just going to flip it over onto your paper and just kind of smudge it. You can see with the ink that you can kind of like push it up and smear it. Again, this is not my favorite effect, so I would do this, the watercolor part first. But look at how cool this gives that old document look. And what I would do from here is I would let this dry and then go back in with my pen and go back over those letters to really make it stand out. Okay, so for my preferred method, you're going to do the same thing. Go ahead and color it up. Go ahead and put water on it. You are going to take your watercolor paper and you're going to push this on here, the same smearing method. Go ahead and rip your paper off though, because not only will that help you center it, but you're going to make a mess and you don't want to ruin the rest of your pages. And if you do make a mess, this is, again, a fairly cheap project, so don't worry about it. But you're going to see, I'm just kind of rubbing it over everywhere. You can see it didn't go on perfect. So the hose, you can just kind of go back over and place that back over and kind of just keep smushing it, and it gives it that really cool marbled effect. And if you have any standing water, you can take a paper towel. I use my fingers. I make quite a mess on things. And just kind of rub those out so it doesn't have that dripped look unless you want that dripped look. Again, I'm going to go back and do the hand lettering. So if you want to do this, what I did is I went to those pages. I figured out which letters I liked. I practiced with them. And then I write it out beforehand. And then I just go back and add my downstrokes on there. That's not the proper way to do it, but that's the way I do it. You can do the whole brush lettering, get the more expensive stuff. I like this. It looks just as good to me. Completely your choice, as all of this is, because it's a lot of options, which is really cool because we have a lot of creative power in this. It's whatever you want to create, literally. So this is just a quick tutorial of how I go through and just kind of add the down strokes to it. Completely your options. You can draw on here, like I said. You can print them out, whatever works best for you. Again, make sure the paper's out beforehand just to help with your spacing. You can make certain words bigger or smaller if you want to make it pop. Make sure you post your comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, bye guys.